Our card for today is going forward. And going forward can be exciting, it can also be terrifying. And so often, moving forward in life is one of those things that, some of us try to avoid in a way, like there's a fear of change. And so we don't necessarily move forward as we're called to. But as we learn to trust in our path and trust in ourselves and believe that there's something forward, then it's easier to move. And so, when we find ourselves kind of stuck in fear of moving, fear of doing, fear of changing, we need to pause and really reflect and ask ourselves, is this where I want to stay? Is where I'm at where I want to stay? Because a lot of times it's not. Sometimes it might be, and that's fine. But when we want to move forward in life, when we're trying to reach our dreams and hit our goals, there has to be movement. And if we're not making steps to move, then, what are we doing? Where are we going? We're not going anywhere. And so when we really sit with, what do I want in life? Where do I want to go? How do I want to live? And ask ourselves those questions and pay attention to how we're speaking to ourselves about it. Are we speaking in hope? Are we speaking in fear? Are we telling ourselves, oh, I can't do it, because there's all this self-doubt? Or, fear of just the unknown, or fear of, anything, what somebody else might say, and when we recognize that we're not moving because we're listening to fear, we're listening to doubt, we're listening to others' opinions, then we really need to kind of dig in and say, this isn't serving me, and figure out what part of you needs nurturing, what needs some love, because we need to love those parts of us, because our fear tries to protect us. And when we recognize what it's trying to protect us from, then we can more readily address it, give it that love, and let it move out of the way, And so, we are all called to move forward in life, to run towards our dreams, to go towards our goals, to, seek out the life that is rooted in love, to move away from the fear, to move away from the doubts, and to know that we're worthy of that abundant, shiny life at the end, And it's not necessarily that there's an end or a there, because I am a believer that our life is just an ever-evolving journey, but we can live in the light, we can live in love, we can live in peace and harmony and joy. We will see challenges, we will experience hardships, but when we're seeing life through love, when we're seeing life through hope, when we're not afraid of moving forward, those things don't stay, they pass. That whole thing, this too shall pass, it does. When we have that mentality of movement, when we know that we can move forward, when we're afraid of moving forward, that's when we stay stuck. That's when we feel like nothing's ever going to change and nothing's ever going to move. And so it's really about looking at our mindsets, really looking about what energy are we putting into this, what energy are we holding to that's, either preventing us from moving forward or maybe encouraging us to move forward. And so when we look at that, when we really feel it out, we know that we can move forward regardless of what we're facing, regardless of what we're in, regardless of if moving forward is exciting or terrifying, we can move forward. And so know that, life is about moving forward. It's about walking that path and, reaching, ever greater depths of your own light. And so know that you are worthy of an amazing life, an abundant life, and that, when we take those steps to move forward, to let go of the fear, to let go of the doubt, amazing things happen. So move forward today.